And, you can't let that happen. That's a big risk to you and to Ryan, your lawyer. That's a big risk. But they are shredding ballots, in my opinion, based on what I've heard. And they are removing machinery, and they're moving it as fast as they can. So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
You can't just listen to excerpts from the call. You have to listen to the entirety of the call. The entire theory of the case comes down to, did he knowingly push false claims of election fraud to try to overturn, the will of the people and install himself wrongfully as president for a second term? If President Trump is brought credible information about fraud which changed the outcome of the election, do we expect him to sit there and say, well, Joe Biden won, so I'm not going to ask anybody to look into these things? So the reports came from a lot of different sources. At the time, they were receiving a lot of reports from people on the ground. In the various states who said, I saw this. I saw them unloading boxes of ballots. I saw them, doing this. I saw people running the same ballots through the machines multiple times. Whatever it is. They were getting all of these complaints from around the country. And some of them weren't actually even complaints of observing fraud so much as complaints of observing irregularities. They are refusing to let the observers watch the ballot counting.
Well, we've also got some breaking news right now, so we want to check in with CBS's Mark Strassman. He is in Georgia, where they're having a big problem counting some of the votes. Mark?
There is now a hitch in the tabulation of votes. I'm standing in Fulton County. A water pipe has broken inside the arena.
I hate the term white collar. White collar crime is a term that was invented by former prosecutors that would allow them to make money being criminal defense attorneys without somehow feeling dirty.
Is this political prosecution that we're seeing?
I don't like to be the guy saying, oh, it's a political witch hunt. But here's the thing. When they go in and they try to demand a ludicrously speedy trial for the purpose of getting it done before the election, you feed that narrative.
I heard that one of the debaters said it was an inside job. It's an inside job on the part of Donald Trump and his henchmen in the Congress of the United States.
Rudy Giuliani, Rudy was America's mayor. He was well loved. Do I agree with everything that they did? Not necessarily. Did they make some mistakes? Yes, they did. Should he be losing his law license? Should he be losing all of his life savings? Should he be now potentially going to jail? She wants a jail sentence out of Rudy Giuliani that exceeds his life expectancy. She wants him to die in a Georgia jail cell.
Trump is indicted. Within a 4.5 month span, Trump has been charged 4 times. Washington, D.C., 4 felony charges. Georgia, 13 felony charges. Florida, 40 felony charges. New York, 34 felony charges. That's 91 felony charges in 4.5 months.
I mean, in the D.C. case, they're talking about millions of pages of documents.
Millions of.
Yeah.
How do you go through millions of pages of documents?
You gotta hire a team to do it. The judges that have been hearing all these January 6 cases, they're witnesses. You know, some of the judges have even talked about how on the morning of January 6th, I watched the insurrection out my window of the courthouse. Money in politics causes abuse. Politics and law enforcement causes abuse. Money in politics and law enforcement is a disaster. That's where you have people like Fanny Willis, Tisha James, fundraising, asking for money on the idea that if you elect me, I will get Donald Trump. I am going to use your taxpayer dollars to take out our political rival.
Everything is politically charged in this country at this point. You're either pro-Trump or anti-Trump.
Right.
You know, you were on the legal team recently. Within the past few months, I believe you decided to depart.
Yep.
Why did you decide to leave?
So, the reason I decided to leave is because